Ladies and gentlemen, friends of all ages, let me welcome you to a very special evening of A Worthy Addiction with your main hosts, the Unworthy Collector. He's so handsome. And this fellow over here, you may know him. He's known as Toy Addict 17. Gentlemen, welcome to your show.
Thank you, Jack. I appreciate that. That was a beautiful intro. And ladies and gentlemen, let me not waste any time introducing to you guys our special guest. He is not only the collaboration aficionado. He does the Hell's Kitchen collaboration with Daredevil. He's also has a dial making page called the JJE Toys page. Go check that out. But more importantly, he has the best stash in all over the world. Ladies and gentlemen, my man, Jedi Jack in the house. What's going on, dude?
What's happening, guys?
Not much, man.
So happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me on.
Absolutely, man.
Oh, man, you know.
What's that?
You know, I see. You know your family. You know you're a official Rowdy Boy. You're on. You're on whenever you want.
You're already on. Yes. So, fellas, how are you guys feeling today? I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling like a winner today. I feel like a champ today.
Yeah. Is it that expensive piece of jewelry you got draped over your shoulder?
I do. It is expensive piece of jewelry. I feel like I just was number one entry into the Royal Rumble. Who did you
pin for that? I was wondering.
Who did I pin? The way I'm feeling today, I feel like I pinned Bret the Hitman Hart. I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with Bret. Yeah, I feel like I pinned Bret the Hitman Hart. I don't want to name if I want to name a superstar from now, I pinned the tribal chief himself. I beat Roman Reigns. I beat Roman Reigns. That's the way I feel tonight. I feel like a winner. I feel like I won the NBA Finals. I feel like I won the Super Bowl. So, how are you guys feeling tonight?
Well, you may feel like you won all of those things, but you look like the drunk fan at every WWE event that walks around looking like
the one that goes,
yeah.
Yeah, I feel great. So, how are you guys feeling, though? How's Thursday?
You know, I'm feeling a little bit of heartburn, but other than that, I'm feeling fucking fantastic. You know, it's Thursday. Yeah. It's another episode of A Worthy Addiction. We got our main attraction, guest host, Jedi Jag. We got an awesome guest to talk to tonight. We got some comic book stuff to go over tonight. How could I be in a bad mood?
You cannot. Nobody can be in a bad mood.
That's right. Goddamn right.
Jack, how are you doing, Jack? Welcome. Thank you for being on with us tonight, Jack. I appreciate it.
I'm doing great. Feel like $1 million.
You look like $1 million.
$2 million. You're selling yourself
$3 million.
feeling like solid steel.
There you go.
Solid steel and sex appeal. That's what's going on.
Yeah, you look great, Jack. And again, we appreciate you. And for everybody that's watching, whether you're watching on a replay or watching right now, welcome to another Rowdy Thursday. You could have been anywhere, but why wouldn't you want to be with us tonight? We're gonna have an amazing show. We have an amazing guest tonight. We're gonna talk comics. We're gonna hear the origin story of the Terrifying Crimson Bat. What a freaking phenomenal book it was. I have the issue right here, first issue. So if you guys have not checked that out, go check that out right now. Go check out the page, the Terrifying Crimson Bat page. Go buy yourself this first issue. Buy yourself a variant cover.
Go buy yourself a couple of these issues because they're going to sell out quick.
They're going to sell out quick, and they're freaking amazing. So we cannot wait to talk about that with our special guest on tonight. So before that, maybe we should introduce our guest now, right? We shouldn't even waste any time to introduce our guest.
Yeah, I mean, I thought you fucked around quite enough. I think it's time.
I did. So,
Which
is usual, right? So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we have the creator and writer of the Terrifying Crimson Bat. Ladies and gentlemen, my man, Aaron Rizzo. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Aaron Rizzo, to the show. What's going on, dude? Welcome to A Worthy Addiction. Welcome.
I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
No problem. Listen, dude, how are you doing?
The intro, man. What is that?
Oh, yeah, our intros get a little crazy. We could get a little buck wild sometimes.
Special.
We try to bring the energy from the beginning and towards the end. Like midway, we're like, okay, we're slowing down. So we try to pump it up a little bit more. But we're happy to have you on, man. We can't wait to pick your brain a little bit and talk about this amazing comic book that you have, dude. Amazing
I
time.
appreciate it.
Yeah, and shout out to and forgive me if I'm mispronouncing his name, Tamsugayanart Jr. Am I saying that correct?
Yeah, my boy Tam. Yeah, he was trying to make it on, but he had his daughter's basketball stuff. I think it was the trophy thing that they had to go to. So he apologizes. He wanted to send his love. Appreciates everything you guys have done. The promotion behind the show. Like I told you guys backstage. I mean, I don't know how many pages tagged from that you guys are connected with, but like I didn't know who was who. But yeah, you guys come as an army, man.
No,
mad love, mad respect.
We roll heavy, we roll deep. That's what we try to do. We try to promote everybody, support everybody, show everybody some love.
No, you guys do. Mad love.
What we did was we put up the Crimson Bat signal, and we let everybody know that needed it. Well, as soon as we put it up, they answered the call. So definitely we're excited. And again, thank you for coming on, dude. It's an honor to have you on. And shout out to Tam, wherever he is. And we hope to get him on one day to talk about his art. But usually we like to start the show off. I mean, we're gonna go into like having a discussion question, but the chat's here. We want to show the chat some love. I know they've been here for a bit, so we're gonna show them some love now.
Hello,
we got
chat.
our man Go Figure Go in the house. What's going on? Check out our Friday 15 episode with Go Figure Go, where we showcase some awesome toy photographers and talked about their amazing work. So go check out that episode. Really, really, really fun. Very honored to be on that show. Go Figure Go is a talented dial maker, accessory maker. He does a lot of great stuff. So go check his stuff out. We got the man who will definitely bring you down to Space Mountain. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. KJ Smith. What's up, going on, dude? KJ Smith in the house. What's up, dude? We got our man Raven Studios 21, also a creator of the Ravens Roost, a featured page. Go check out his page. He's featuring a lot of amazing people. He just featured a couple of Funko people. He also has a collaboration for the month of February, which is Funko February, where people are taking photos of their Funkos. Unworthy, you did an amazing Batman photo, by the way. I like to commend you for that.
This isn't about me. We can keep the train rolling.
We have Ellie Mays. Welcome.
Hello.
We got our homie Midnight's Customs action figures in the house. What's going on, Midnight? What's going on? We got our homie Diggs Figs in the house. What's going on, Diggs Figs? What's going on? We got our homie Big Manny Fresh. What's going on, Big Manny?
Big Manny.
We got Tripping with Toys. What's going on, dude? What's going on? And hey, for everybody that's watching, thank you so much as always. And with that being said, if you haven't hit the like and subscribe, please do so right now, or don't because we'll
be here next week. Oh hell yeah!
Week. We will be here next week live 9 p.m. Eastern time. We thank you for the support regardless. We Comics on the Edge. What's going on? Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Joining us.
All right, I can see the comments now. This is good.
There you go. So thank you for everybody that's on the chat. Thank you for everybody again that's watching live with us. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. Anybody watching in the reruns, here's a kiss from me and all of us. So again, thank you guys for being on. Hey, Aaron, thank you for being on again, dude. We're excited to hear about this comic. So Unworthy, you have a discussion question for us to kind of get us going tonight, right?
I do. And, you know, I thought it was a fitting discussion question for our guest this week because we've had Stan Lee become an action figure. And word on the street is there's news coming around that Todd McFarlane is going to be an action figure in a Spawn 2-pack. So the question following up on that news is, who is another comic book creator that you would like to see get made into an action figure? Because there is a lot of great comic book creators out there, iconic people that deserve that sort of treatment. I'm not sure Todd McFarlane deserves that sort of treatment, but he's getting it probably because he owns the company. So
no, I think he deserves it after everything he's put out, after all the hard work. It's been 30 years of McFarlane toys.
I'm surprised it took him this long to make him own.
30 years. He deserves to make 5. He needs to make a regular version, a gold label, a Jokerized version. He needs to make them all. So Todd, make them all. I'll buy them all. Definitely.
So I'll start off. I think the only good option here, aside from Aaron Rizzo himself, with a Crimson Bat 2-pack. I would like to see.
I want to see that.
I would like to see a Jim Lee figure.
Oh, okay.
Personally,
Good choice.
I think that would be, because he started from as an artist and then a writer, and now he's like he runs the whole deal over there at DC Comics.
Yeah.
So I think Jim Lee would be a great action figure. He'd be great to put in behind the barricades for wrestling pictures. He'd be good to stomp the shit out of Wolverine's testicles every now and then. Plenty.
Okay. Now, what accessories would you give Jim Lee, like as a figure?
Probably a Batman comic book for starters. He's a big Batman guy.
All right, backpack. Just give him a backpack. That's what he's good at.
Yeah, a backpack, and then like just this big white board. I don't know if you guys follow his page, but he always has like these big white sheets of paper where he's just like doing these quick ass sketches. So maybe they could put some more kind of motorized action in his arm. You could put a little marker in his hand. Put him in front of that fucking piece of paper and boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean?
That'd be dope. Hell yeah. I'm gonna say I would love to see a comic creator. I would love to see one of Frank Miller, but it has to be like his artwork. It has to be like the way his artwork is, where it's like real bulky and boxy looking kind of.
So not realistic.
Not realistic at all. It has to be that kind of figure. And as far as accessories, like he has to have his little hat with him, the little fedora looking hat. He has to have the hat with him, and maybe some shades. I would love a Frank Miller action figure, and it needs to be like affordable to at least $30 max. All right, we're talking $30 here. It has to be max because I'm on a budget, but definitely a Frank Miller one. We'll love a Frank Miller figure. Jedi Jack, who would you want?
I can't think of any good like comic ones other than the ones you guys mentioned already. I mean, Frank Miller and Jim Lee are two, incredible choices and, standouts in the industry and stuff. But I would say as far as like another solid artist who's contributed to comics as well as just pop culture art and stuff as that is Frank Frazetta one, with his 70s look where he just looked like, like a white t-shirt and a pair of jeans and he just looks like Clint Eastwood,
cigarette pack under the sleeve,
pack of smokes just rolled up in his sleeve and stuff like that, hair slicked and everything. I was like, that'd be pretty cool, dude.
That would be pretty good.
No, absolutely. That'd be awesome.
He would have to come with like a little accessory, like a little tin of DAP and a comb, so he keeps.
Oh yeah. A little leather jacket. You basically be making a Negan figure, but
Yeah.
I'll take that. I'll take it. That sounds good.
I like that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Aaron, what creator would you like besides yourself? Or maybe Tim.
So I mean. If you know me personally, I actually have a big toy collection when it comes to I want to pride myself in having one of the biggest Deadpool collections around. So to be able to have a figure with one of my favorite dudes, I think the godfather of Deadpool, the reason why we have Deadpool the movie and everything else, having a Joe Kelly action figure would be what I would want.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
That would be the shit to have him right there with his creation, because I truly believe he's a real creator of Deadpool. Not that
that's
other guy.
Awesome. Oh, that's
you think he would have to come with Deadpool in a 2-pack, and Deadpool would have to have an accessory like with a sign that says like, "Who's this guy?"
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because yeah. If you know Deadpool, you know what's up. I saw all that shit all week, and I'm getting tagged in every little thing about about the other guy. No longer writing Deadpool or this or that. And,
yeah.
And I'm just like, well, did you ever?
Did you ever look? Right? I hear you.
But yeah, it was cool because I have a huge toy collection with Joe Kelly with Deadpool and all my legends. To have something like that, he's one of my favorites. He was someone I looked up to outside of Frank Miller, so that would be cool.
That's awesome, man. That was definitely a question I was going to ask you, because we all come from the besides, we all read comics, but we all come from the toy world. We're all collectors, toy photographers, and dial makers. Jedi Jack is a dial maker, so it's nice to hear that other people say, hey, besides me doing what I do, I collect toys. I've been collecting toys for a while, and the story and like about the writers and stuff. That's awesome. We got a couple of comments here. We got Ellie says Lopez. Hey Ellie, and then we have our man Unboxing Art says, I thought this was gonna be a shirtless type stream. I feel awkward. Oh well, sorry to
well, don't feel awkward. We'll get there. Don't worry.
Is he?
We have it. We have our man.
Back in.
It says Frank Miller's would be the old man with Kate.
Hey, are you guys able to? I'm sorry, but I have my special guest trying to get in.
Okay, yeah.
Well, you know who.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, we'll try to get him on. We got it says he's on the Jedi, and then we got Unboxing Art says we're including manga like the Tarmac figure creator Berserk. Okay, spinning away promises. All right, awesome. Yeah, man.
Is Tam trying to get in through the link right now? He's not popping up here.
That's what he told me. I'm scared to move my phone. I'm on my phone, so I don't want to.
Yeah, Tam. So Tam, if you're watching, just check your DMs on Instagram. There should be a link.
Oh, I emailed it to him. I can send him on Instagram.
Yeah. So that's awesome. Now, just to kind of get things going, yeah, definitely some memorable mentions. Like besides like comic artists, who would be like an action figure of not an actor or anything, like a director or something you would want? Like I know there have been some. I've seen McFarlane do like the Quentin Tarantino. I've seen figures of like George Lucas with Hasbro. They've done a George Lucas. I would always wanted a Stephen King figure. I would love a Stephen King figure. Like he needs to come with like all the like some of the like as accessories. I would love like he needs to come with like maybe like the clown here from It. Maybe come with like Church, the cat, and Cujo. Like he needs to have all that stuff with him. That would be dope. So like who would you guys memorable mentions like besides like comic artists, who would be somebody like famous or a writer or something you would want? Like
George A. Romero,
George A. Romero. Yes. George A. Romero would be definitely.
I would kill for a sideshow statue of George A. Would be amazing.
Absolutely. Jedi Jack, what do you got?
I can't. Yeah, you guys already took them all, man. You know,
we got too many good ones.
Yeah, honestly, it's George Romero's a great choice, and Stephen King as well, man. Those are
yeah, dude.
I would love a Tim Burton.
Hell yes.
I would love a Tim Burton figure just to be weird, creepy, looking through your van window.
Tell them they're sending it through email.
Yeah, we got it. We got him here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got him here. So, ladies and gentlemen, the artist of the Terrifying Crimson Bat, Mr. Tamsugayanart in the house, Junior. What's going on, dude? What's going on, man? Welcome. Thank you for coming on, man. I know you're busy with the kids. You're doing something. Thank you for joining us tonight, man.
Yeah. We got my daughter's volleyball team. It's their final game party, so there's gonna be awards and stuff. So just wanted to slide through and say what's up.
We appreciate you. Hey, while we got you here,
you look cold.
Yeah, right. Comic creator you would love to become a action figure. Who is somebody that's a comic book creator you would want as a toy?
A comic book creator?
It could be a comic book creator, or it could be maybe a movie director or whatever you want. We all mentioned.
I was not expecting this question.
Yeah, we like to catch everybody here.
Comic creator or a movie director, you said?
It could be anybody, yes. Well, anybody. Go ahead.
Neil Adams.
Okay. Neil Adams is a good spot. Rest in peace to the legend, because he's definitely an awesome guy when I met him a couple of times. Neil Adams is definitely dope. Definitely had those classic covers, man. He brought a lot of those like memorable covers, like that one with Speedy and Green Arrow, and yeah, definitely I remember that. So definitely a good one, good choice. So good discussion question. So listen, just getting right to it. We know you guys got this comic, and we always like to start off with just you guys telling us a little bit about yourself. So Aaron, if you want to start, just let us know a little bit about yourself, man.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to the comic, obviously Tam and I, we are Combo Fiend Club members.
Okay.
It's the biggest social club comic book family ever. That's where the book came from. So the characters, a club member, things like that. So anyway, when we started that club, I think it was 2015.
Okay.
There was always a full circle when it came to we wanted to start the club, we do the charities, things like that. But that was always in the back of my mind. I always wanted to write a comic book. I mean, since I was a kid. Tam was the same. I mean, we both grew up the same, both musicians, both bass players, both wanting to write comics since we were 14. Both very that was our goal, I think. We ended up going up music, I think, instead. We did that instead, but it was good. It was good. We started the club. The club was good. We were doing it for years. Got a lot of good club members, and the stuff that we do, we've built. This project for the book is about a 3-year project I think me and Tam ran on.
Yeah.
It was a lot of work, a lot of stuff. We had no idea what we're doing. We're musicians, so it's this is out of our range. We're two bass players trying to write and create a comic book and do things we never knew we were going to do. Tam's one of the dopest unknown artists you'll ever see. I mean, the work that he's done on the book is nothing compared to his real work. If you go to his page, you look at his real artwork, I mean, it's unbelievable. And I told him day one, I was like, I'm gonna make sure we put you on the map. People are gonna see what you could do. So it was good stuff. I mean, we started with variants before we did the comic book, but this was always the number one goal. This is what we wanted.
That's
now,
awesome,
that was one of our questions too, is what exactly is the Comic Book Fiend Club?
Yeah. The Comic Book Fiend Club is a community of like-minded people. It's a family. It's a bunch of misfits throughout the comic book community.
We get along with misfits pretty good.
Yeah. In all reality, man, we used to all go to conventions by ourselves, and now we go as a group. Awesome. We wear our patches, and we're those people that are at the convention matching and doing our thing. And if you read the comic book, that whole first 4 or 5 pages, that's real. That was 100% real. Tam pulled that from our I think it was probably LA Comic-Con or WonderCon convention. We rolled that together. Nice. So those stills you see of the club members looking at comics, that's what we did. We would go together and do all that good stuff. And we have members 150 plus. We're all over the world. I mean, Netherlands, Ireland, Scotland.
That's awesome.
The UK, Canada, throughout the United States. I mean, we're everywhere. We got Hawaii, Puerto Rico. I mean, we're everywhere. It doesn't matter, but it's cool. We meet up, we do our thing. On the side, we do charities for kids. So we have Comics for Our Future, and then we have our military.
That's awesome, man.
Charity as well. So
awesome.
Yeah, we do a lot of stuff like that since 2015. Still growing strong. That's pretty much what the Comic Book Club is. I mean, something we wanted to do together a long time ago, and it's grown. We didn't know it was gonna be. Started with 4 members, 4 dudes, 2 East Coast, 2 Midwest, and somehow turned into 160 people all over the world.
That's awesome. There's something to be said about a community of people that can come together and create this beautiful family situation. Much respect for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. The club members, man, they kept it alive. I started it, but they kept it alive.
That's awesome.
It's always awesome to see when people can take just one little thing that they all have in common and just build something so incredible off of that.
Yeah. You know what? I came from Tam knows this. We came from the music world. Oh. And there's no love in the music world. They all fucking hate each other. Everybody hates each other. Doesn't matter what. Yeah, every band hates each other. Nobody loves each other. And it's always against each other. And it's just so much fucking me. Yeah. When I got into the comic book community, I was always in the comics as a kid. But when I got into the comic book community, in the beginning, I always told everybody the comic book community is just light years, just unbelievably night and day from the music world and the music community. Nothing against people in bands or the music community. I mean, I loved it. I had fun. I did it for decades, but it's not the comic book community. There's just so much more fucking respect, and you can actually have fun with people, and nobody's trying to be better than the other person. Or
and you can disagree with people in the comic book community, and it doesn't turn into this big, bitter feud. Like you can, Superman's better than Thor. Oh, I can give you a million reasons that's not true. And you can still be friends. At the end of the day, you can argue about it and still be friends.
Quick question for you guys, since you guys come from besides the bands, what kind of music did you guys grow up on? Like, what are your favorite types of music growing up?
I like listening to Tam. Tam got it all. I feel like I go back to my childhood when Tam talks about music.
All right, Tam, what was your favorite type of music growing up?
My favorite type of music growing up was hip hop. Still is hip hop. I grew up with in an eclectic musician family. So I grew up listening. My dad is still to this day one of the most amazing Latin percussionists around. He's grew up in bands with Sheila E. and the Escovedos, played with Carlos Santana, those types of people. So I grew up listening to all types of music growing up in Oakland, California here. But grew up listening to hip hop, and then my mom, out of all people, got me into alternative music in the 90s. Discovered rock music, got in bands. So I listen to everything. It depends on my mood. It ranges from, backpack East Coast hip hop to I wake up listening to Slayer the next morning. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Which was definitely a good choice for the promo. Like, you guys picked a really, really good Slayer song. Like, I was like the song that I love for Slayer was Bloodline. I've always loved Bloodline. And it was because of the I believe it was through like a horror movie. I heard it once and I was like, man, I really fucking love this song. And then that's how I was introduced to Slayer. So I was like, I really like this song. But that's awesome, man. Aaron, what kind of music did you listen to growing up?
Me and Tam are like twins.
So you guys are basically
it was
that's cool.
Same stuff. My dad was a big he was into Jimi Hendrix, Led Zeppelin, and growing up listening to all that stuff. Hooker and all the blues and and a lot of I grew up with blues was my thing as a kid. My dad was in the blues, so growing up, Muddy Waters, things like that. That was actually before I started playing death metal and all that stuff. I actually was playing blues. I was doing blues music for a little bit before I got into all the death metal stuff. But I lived everything. It doesn't matter. I'll find something in everything. Maybe one day it's a country day. Maybe one day it's a death metal day. I mean, who fucking knows? Maybe one day it's just straight old school hip hop. It's fucking trance. It doesn't matter.
I hear
how it is with my, you go into my my iTunes and hit shuffle on everything. You could start off with some Johnny Cash and go right into NWA, go right into Metallica, and then next thing you know, you got some Disney movie theme songs coming in. Like it's all over the place.
Yep. Same. It's like Obituary and then JoJo.
Yep. See, you give me a nice puffy vest during the winter time, because this is the time to wear those puffy vests. And I think I'm Marty McFucking-Fly walking out there playing Huey Lewis in the news. I want to get on a skateboard and hold on to the back of a truck and just be. I know it's illegal out here. You can't do that. It's illegal anywhere. So definitely that. We got a couple of people on here.
I can't see any of the comments, so I apologize to anybody.
No worries. We got the Chain brother. We got the Chain brothers here. What's going on, Chain brothers? We got Cobra Dad was here. Cobra Dad, what's going on? He said, "Oh shit, you guys are from town." Yeah. Okay. Question from Way Creates. Here's a good question. It's a question for the whose idea was to have no words in the comics and just art?
I think you're talking about we released we released a one shot to promote the book, promote our project. Tim Vigil came in on that. He's been one of my influences, Tam's influence, and he actually came in as like what was it, Grandpa Vigil. He'll probably yell at us for calling him Grandpa, but he came in, threw his arms over our shoulders, and loved what we were doing. Awesome. He wanted to do that as I mean, in all honesty, he straight up, he was like, I love what you're doing. I'm going to do these pages, use whatever you want to use them for. So we use it as a promotion. Tim is the man. Mad love to Tim. He did that. So that book was the reason so for that book, the reason we did it with no words, I was a huge fan of this 5-part dinosaur book that came out on what was it, Dark Horse?
Okay.
It was 5 issues. It was all dinosaurs. It was unbelievable. I don't know who the artist was, but the book was amazing. No words. You just saw from morning to night dinosaurs living, fighting, eating. It was just a dope book. No words. And I wanted to capture that with what we were doing as just kind of a homage to that whole style.
Yeah.
And Tim loved it. Tim was a little mad because he wanted words on it, but I didn't care what he said. But that was a big influence on me, and it was super fucking cool. Little side story: Frank Miller was a big fan of that book too. I'm trying to find it. I can't find out. Me and Frank, when I was with Miller a couple of weeks ago, we're trying to find out what the title was.
Yeah.
But it was a 5-piece dinosaur book from Dark Horse. Super fucking cool.
I gotta check it out. Toyota Unlimited says I really likes his Moana. I do too.
I do.
like
what
Moana.
can I say except you're welcome? He doesn't love that.
Ellie's going to asking Wade if you actually read the one shot. He says not yet. Wade said that's bold. So that's bold. So that really trust the art. Yes. We have Alberto Magana. What's going on? Welcome. And then Chain Brother says bass players. Shit. That's awesome. That's pretty dope, man. Like that's freaking.
I
awesome.
love how often my co-host here mispronounces stuff. Like he says, I love it. One of my favorites.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Well,
he's a bass player. All right.
Bass player.
I love a good bass player too.
Forgive me if I mispronounce anything, and I really don't give a shit. No, I'm kidding. No, so good, great. So, just going into the comics, man. Like, what comics were you reading growing up? What were your favorite comics growing up?
I was a big X-Force fan.
Okay.
The 90s X-Men, X-Force.
Okay.
Those were probably my 2 biggest ones. X-Force being my biggest. Frank Miller's books.
Yeah.
Frank Miller was a big influence. I love the poetry behind his writing. That was huge for me. The Dark Knight stuff. Watchmen was one of the best novels I've ever read. But yeah, those were definitely the big ones. But as a kid, I was so into X-Men. Fuck. It was X-Men, X-Force were just unbelievable. X-Force was just the best. Domino and all that stuff.
Our buddy Clint Tastic 4, who was one of the Rowdy brothers, he's part of this show as well. He's a big X-Men fan. That's like aficionado X-Men guy. Like he knows so much. So he'd probably be super stoked to hear that. So that's awesome, man. Now, writers, like X-Men writers, like is there like a specific book or specific writer that really like you gravitated to, like growing up in comics?
No, so as a bass player, playing bass and writing is 2 different fucking worlds.
Yeah.
I love the writers, but I wasn't into the writers as I was the artist. Growing up as a kid, it was the artwork that was just the best. Everything Jim Lee did. Old Rob Liefeld, I was a big fan of. All the old stuff he did, that was huge for me. I was just obsessed with the old stuff. Todd McFarlane was one of my biggest. Same thing for Frank Miller. The normal names. It was all about I was just a huge artist person. I think I was jealous because I can't draw for shit. But I wasn't a big when it came to writing, it was mostly movies. So I was like big into like Stephen King. George A. Romero was one of my favorite directors as a kid. Everything done from like Tales from the Crypt and that stuff actually influenced me into the writing more than actual writers outside of Frank Miller.
It's funny because as a kid, I was the same way. I didn't really, I know the names of the artists and the writers of the comics never really stood out to me as a kid. I was just concerned what was in between the front and back cover. I wanted the story. I wanted to see all the artwork, all the cool characters. It wasn't until you get older and you get into having to do like essays and writing shit for yourself. It's like okay, you need to appreciate the writers, all the artwork that goes into it. Like I don't think it was until The Blackest Night even that I was like, oh man, the writers are Blackest Night series, the art was amazing, but it was like the story was so compelling.
Yeah.
Like the art.
No, I'm 100% with you. That's exactly how I was.
So, Tam, give us a little insight on your how you got into the art, the drawing, and like what styles kind of inspired you, and how you got to where you're at with the comic books.
Yeah, so as far as the art with the book, straight up 100% collaboration effort between me and Aaron over here. He gave me the vision, and I just made it, brought it to life. My art style is a mixture, of course, I'm pretty sure you guys brought up Frank Miller already. Huge inspiration in how I do it. And then just like, our backgrounds with horror and our love for horror and the old school style of horror comic books. That's where we really wanted to, to get this book and the world that we're building with the Crimson Bat is just, bringing back that old school horror genre, horror look, and just opening up a huge world of anything goes basically when it comes to horror, and we want to bring that into the Crimson Bat's world.
Yeah, that's when I first started reading the comic, one of the first things that came to my mind was like, this reminds me of like some of the Hellraiser, Pinhead versus the World comics, like this style of art, the monotone, the colorless. It wasn't until I'm colorblind, so Danny had to tell me that it was black and red, because I was seeing it as all black and white, and I love I was like, I love this all black and white. Danny's like, no, it's black and red. I still love it.
I just to kind of piggyback over on Worthy, when I first, and for anybody that's watching, we're talking about the Terrifying Crimson Bat comic. You could guys definitely go check that out at Crimson Bat, Terrifying Crimson Bat page on IG. When I first read it, I got a lot of like I see where the inspiration for Frank Miller comes in with the art. I see a lot of it, but also too, I got a lot of Walking Dead vibes. Like I got a lot of the Walking Dead vibes, because if anybody's read the Walking Dead books, they're all like black and white, and they in the gore. But I love that you guys added the red to it, and it's phenomenal. And I love the homage to a lot of there was a lot of homage in this book where I started thinking of I automatically started thinking of horror movies, where like the park he was walking through, it was called it was something like, it looked like the Crystal Lake sign in a way, which was super dope. And then even like
there's tons of Easter eggs in there. There's tons of horror Easter eggs in there. Only
like
those that know will catch it.
Yeah, no, like the bat that he's wielding around, the Crimson Bat. I got I got Negan vibes out of it. Like for Walking Dead, that's how I got Negan vibes. So just to get into it, like we're talking about the book, tell us how did this come about? How did you guys come up with this book? Like who thought of it, and how was that process like? Anybody?
Talk to that guy right there.
The book was the character, the Crimson Bat, that's actually our club's logo. Okay. The club's logo, if you could see it on the book or whatever, but it was a design me and one of my buddies that used to do our band flyers. He did that design for us, and the design's name, the club's logo is a Crimson Bat. I was telling Tam I wanted to see. Obviously, I wanted to write a book at some point. That was something I've always wanted to do as a kid. With the club, it only made more sense to have it involved with the club. That's what we put so much time and effort in over the years, and wanted to give our club members something a little cool to see, and you get that whole beginning club members look, and this is all real life. So these are real pictures from conventions and stuff like that, and the name the Crimson Bat we wanted to carry on to the book. So Tam and I were up, I can't even remember, we're trying to think of like old school horror names, and the terrifying was something we wanted to use. We love the word. And I told Tam I wanted to see our logo 3D, Wanted to see what it would look like 3D, what it would look like a real character, and I felt like if it was done right, we could bring it to life. And Tam did it. That's all Tam. With that one stamp logo that we've used for so many years, Tam turned that into a full-on character, and that's, I mean, all praise goes to Tam on that one. I mean, he pulled that off. He made it a real character. I can't imagine. I'm not an artist, so I can't imagine having a stamp of a logo that we've looked at for 5 years, and it's like, I'm going to turn this into a full-on character. He's got a neck, he's got a body, he's got legs. I mean, he's got flesh.
He's got a full story.
Yeah. So the story I wrote the story, paneled it out. Again, this is out of our world. This isn't what we do. We're bass players trying to do something we never thought we would ever do. Always dreamed of doing. But the process, man, we learned a lot. I mean, just writing it, rewriting it probably 400 times. Tam redoing panels 400 times over. Probably why it took us so long to do it, because we just are worst critics. Even when we got to the final piece of it, I went back in the first 2 pages I wrote about 2 months before we finalized it to get it printed, just to add 2 more pages, because it was missing something. We weren't happy with it. We were just trying to fill something. Biggest part was to give club members something to read, be able to look at and be like, yo, that could be me. That's, that's close to home. There was a very surreal image in the book of club members surrounding a casket. Thankfully we haven't had any club members pass away, and but it was something that we wanted to bring to life, to the reality of life and death, and being the family part, and our club members saw that, and it was pretty crazy. You get that whole look. But yeah, it was a lot of process, man. Writing it, paneling it out, Tam going in, reading fucking everything and anything I've ever wrote on this thing, and having to turn every fucking word of mine into a panel.
That's a lot of work. It's a lot.
Mad respect to everyone that writes, draws, is involved in a comic book. I don't care what it is. It could be whatever. Unbelievable. It takes so much work, so much effort, so much patience. Mad love to my boy for bringing it all alive. I had a vision. I wanted to see this through, and nobody I could have done it without this guy. I mean, he brought it to life, and that's why we're here.
So, like, when you guys came up with the Crimson Bat idea, right? Like, was it something like you guys just took inspiration? Because again, it's from what I've read in the story, and I don't want to spoil it for too much. It's a young man who goes to a convention, forgets something, goes back and has a terrible experience where something happens. That's where I'm gonna leave it. A very bad experience. But very, very bad luck. But again, when I was reading the book, I was getting so much of past books that I've read. I got a lot of Spawn out of it, like McFarlane. I saw a lot of the inspiration from Spawn. I saw a lot of the inspiration from Frank Miller with the art, and just with the black and white, adding the red, but it's relatable too, right? Because it's kind of not so much, but it's it's you guys are adding things that really happen. You guys are going into conventions, visiting conventions, and you're adding, like you mentioned earlier, you guys, all that stuff was real. You guys band together, and it's something you guys all have matching stuff and go to conventions together, and for you to add that, you kind of made it personal. So my thing is how was that process of coming up with this character? Where did you get the inspiration to come up with this character, the Crimson Bat?
I mean, it was nothing more than wanting to write the book, make it around a club member with no name. Our club has chapters. We got titles. We're all over the place. This was a club member with just a simple patch on it, something that our club members could read and feel a part of it. But I mean, the creation of it was, and the reason why we did go back and add 2 more pages was because we couldn't just think about the club as well. We had to think, if we wanted to do this long term, we got to think of something a little bit more. I think that's what pushed it more, because when it came to making sure our club members were very involved and felt connected to the book,
Yeah.
We did that part. That part was easy. That's something we've lived for so many years, something we're a part of. But it was the outside and people that don't know what the club is. So you guys reading it, I don't know if you guys ever seen the club or knew anything about the club. You know, so we had to capture readers like you guys because you guys are going to know the whole part of the club part. And something that Tam and I had to dig into was something we're familiar with. Horror movies was huge. Todd McFarlane influenced, the Frank Miller influence, the Walking Dead influence, the Tales from the Crypt influence, Creepy, like all those old school horror books and movies. We were like, well, let's do that then. So let's get our character, our club member who unfortunately dies and comes back to save the world. Let's give him a bunch of fucking monsters. People love monsters. People love zombies. People love guts and blood and fucking chaos. And let's just do it. Let's go all out and fucking make our own, you know.
No, absolutely.
Hey fellas, I got to get in for an award ceremony, but I appreciate you guys having us on.
No problem.
I wish time constraints weren't so strenuous right now, but they are. But
that's okay, dude.
All right. Yeah, we're all family men. We know how it goes.
Family first.
Absolutely.
Always.
All right, Aaron, I'll holler at you. Thank you, gentlemen. I got to get inside.
Love you, brother.
It's colder than a hooker out here.
We had a question from one of our thing. I'm starting for anybody that's in the chat. If you want to ask a question, I'm gonna star your question so I can save it so we can ask these questions so I won't miss you. So one of the questions from Cobra Dad is, are you guys fans of Red Room comics from Ed Piskor?
Yeah. Red Room is that's more of a newer influence, I would say.
Okay.
The artwork is unbelievable. This book was actually supposed to be in color. We actually ran old school with it. If Tam was here, he would tell you. We actually he bought an entire printer. Is actually the full on was it 17 by 13 or 14, whatever it is. He actually drew on that, printed it, and then started coloring piece by piece. So we would actually have full pages for every freaking page, like full on pages that we would actually scan, put in, and like old school.
Yeah.
We failed at that. Decided not to do that ever again. But there's a lot of books that have that black and white look. I was a big Sin City fan. Red Room is a newer one. If anybody's read that book, holy shit, that is fucked up. Super awesome though, super gory. So we decided to go old school. And there was no point to complicate shit. So we went old school, black and white. We had wanted to add the red just for the Crimson Red, Crimson Moon. The Crimson Moon was a big piece to it. So, but yeah, Red Room all day, man. That shit's fucked up.
Awesome.
Do you think or feel that writing the singular book is similar in a way to songwriting, where you have to spend time with an intro and then developing your hook and then figuring out how to wrap it all up, concisely?
Yeah, absolutely. You get the intro, you get the verse. How many times you're going to put the verse in? You're going to do the rhythms. You're going to put everything in there. You're going to write the lyrics, get it matching together, and then you kind of the magic happens when random stuff starts happening. Definitely that happened with the book. 100%. Yeah. Again, I'm a bass player, not a writer. Trying to be a writer. If you read the book was written in lyric. I wrote the chapters. Something people won't see is the actual chapters, me writing the chapters. I wrote it in lyric form. So when you read the book, you'll get a lot of 2 words periods. And if you've written lyrics or if you've looked at lyrics, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And you'll get a lot of those 2 words, 3 words periods, 2 words, 3 words periods, because it was a rhythm the entire time we were doing, which is crazy. I was writing this, watching horror movies and listening to music. And when I put the panels together, it went from 3 pages of writing the story for issue 1. Those 3 pages turned into 10, 12 pages of panel layouts. And those 10 to 12 pages of panel layouts was about 60 individual panels that I had to put together with the 3 pages I wrote.
Wow.
And in between those panels, you'll get some pages where there was music that I was listening to at the time. So when I sent those panel layouts to Tam, I actually put notes in there, put this song on, and then write this, and then draw this panel. Put this song on, draw this panel. So you had a lot of old school punk rock was a big one, and Slaughter by Prevail was a big one, and you got a lot of those death metal ones and old school punk rock. So yeah, absolutely, 100%. We're musicians. That's the way we wrote it. That's how I wrote it. That's how I laid everything out. And I think that's just more because that's all I had. That was the experience I had. Never wrote a book, so I had to go with what I knew. Nice. And writing lyrics, yeah. So it's I hope people. It's just real quick, yeah. When you do read it, and if there are parts where it's really confusing because it's like it's stop go sentences. Legit, I have a beat in my head as I was writing these, so I apologize to those who read it and they're like, "There's just something."
Don't
just throw some metal in there.
Apologize, man.
Don't apologize for
any
of it because I've read this now several times and it is a classic piece of work. So don't apologize to anybody for anything. But it is ironic. I really appreciate ironic that you say the music played such a big influence because in the end when the Crimson Bat is putting on the mask.
Feel free to show anything, guys. I put the whole entire issue on our page, so feel free to show anything. Talk about the book however you want. Don't
absolutely.
So like the last couple pages here, where he's standing over the grave. He busts the grave. He finds his vest. He finds his mask. And he's suiting up for the first time. The whole time, all that is going through my head was that song, "Psycho Killer."
So that song. Okay, yeah. Okay, so if you go to our page, go to our LinkedIn. There are 2 playlists that we promote on our LinkedIn. So if anybody goes to our IG, go to Terrifying Crimson Bat IG, you'll find a link. If you can't find it there, go to Crimson Bat Comics IG. You'll find a link there. There's a link there. If you guys can't find, just message us. I'll send
also,
it to you.
And your guys' links are in our link tree too.
Yeah,
our link
tree. I appreciate that.
Definitely. Yeah, no.
So the play we put 2 playlists out of the music that the entire 2 full-on playlists of everything we listen to on Spotify. There's 2 playlists on Spotify. The Terrifying Crimson Bat Volume 1 and 2 unofficial soundtrack. Those are on there. Those songs. That song is on there. So that's funny you bring that up because that song was in my notes. That was one of the songs that was in my notes in the panel layout for when he's heading back to his hotel because he forgot his wallet. And then starts going into the park. That was the song that was playing before he got fucking killed.
That's awesome.
Okay, all right. So I was offbeat a little bit. But,
yeah, but you're there though. You're there. You're definitely there.
Same concert at least.
That's awesome. Now you spoke about like I'm a big horror fan myself. So you spoke about horror movies and getting a lot of inspiration from horror. What are your top horror movies? What horror movies were you watching growing up?
I was a big Halloween fan. I was huge into Halloween when I was growing up. Michael Myers has always been my favorite. Friday the 13th. I mean, just the norm. I was a huge Tales from the Crypt fan.
Oh, that's a good show.
Big fan of Tales from the Crypt, and I mean anything like that. I mean, I was in everything. Anything George A. Romero. He's one of the one people I truly, if anyone. People get asked like who's that famous person that's dead that you wish you could meet. You always hear that question and stuff like that. Like George A. Romero was mine. I've heard nothing but amazing things about him. I heard he was just the greatest human being. He was like
the man subsisted off of just coffee and cigarettes. Like I tried that for a while, and it's not the best way of living.
Yeah, George A. Romero. Yeah, that's definitely one of those names that you put on, like, if you're gonna make a Mount Rushmore of horror guys. One of the guys you have to like. That's no question. You definitely have to have him up there.
Yeah, but now, it's that black and white, man. Whew, that black and white Night of the Living Dead, the original one.
Yeah,
Extra 40 minutes of fucking zombies. Oh my god. Yeah.
No, it's great. It's definitely great. kind of going back to the music, like it's a silly question, but I like to ask. I've asked this question before. Like, what is a song that's a guilty pleasure, but you will never tell anybody? Like we've asked this
I'll tell
question.
everybody.
Yeah, we have like songs we will listen to, and like, I mean, I there's like now, like I've been listening to this song by Justin Timberlake. It's a new song. It's called Selfish. I've been blowing up that song. Like I've even tried to do the dance. Like it annoys the hell out of my daughter. Like she gets super annoyed when I try to do like the dance, and she's like, "Dad, stop." But like that's a guilty pleasure song because of everything I'm so used to. Because I'm the same way. I listen to a lot of stuff, listen to everything. But what's a guilty pleasure song that you listen to? Being somebody that comes from a music background but loves music, so what is something you listen to that you really don't share a lot to people? I mean, you say you share to people, but like,
or maybe not so much that you wouldn't share with somebody, but like somebody might see you rocking out to it and they'd be like, "Wow, I didn't see that coming."
So we have playlists at our Vegas shop, Las Vegas shop. We have a playlist in there. And so they got Spotify on. Everybody that works there has a playlist. When I'm in the shop, it's Aaron's World playlist. And people will walk in and they'll hear JoJo Boomerang playing, and they'll be like, "Who the heck's playing this Disney pop shit?" And then they'll point to me and be like, "Well, it's that big guy over there." And they're like, "Okay, cool." And then they'll just walk away. And
nobody's gonna tell you
nobody knows why this guy's playing.
Yeah, right.
I don't care. It's played all the time at the shop.
Awesome.
So JoJo all day.
That's awesome.
The last time that Danny answered this was my answer was I was getting obsessed with the group Blackpink, and like they're like a Korean pop rap type group, and like I don't know half of the shit they're saying, but like the beat, I'm just like, oh yeah.
It's music. It doesn't fucking matter, dude. I don't care what anybody says. I don't give a shit what anybody says. It's day, the time, the moment. Music is music, and you never know. I mean, every day is something different.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The one that's getting me right now, and my wife is probably sick and tired of it, is that song "Mommy Don't Know, Daddy's Getting Hot" at the Body Shop. Like I just start walking up, crying. I'm just dancing. Mommy don't know. She's like trying to smack me away with wet dish rags and shit. Like,
I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that. You got to send me that song. I like that.
I don't even remember who sings it.
Jedi Jack, guilty pleasure song for you, dude. What are you?
I don't know. I don't think I have any like guilty pleasure kind of stuff. I listen to a lot of things, but I listen to everything from rock, country, blues, Frank Sinatra, a lot of Motown, stuff like that. So for me, it's like what's the mood that's striking me. Maybe that I put on a bunch of like 80s metal, and then the next day it's just like maybe a bunch of Toby Keith, or the next day it's just like I'm just jamming out to Otis Redding, so.
Oh yes, Otis.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think there is any guilty pleasure anymore when it comes to
no, really not.
Everybody's so open to it now.
No, absolutely. Well, it's kind of like that. I love Kiss. Kiss is like what introduced me to, like, besides big Superman fan, but like they're like what introduced me to them, because I watched the movie called Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park, and Kiss had powers, but they were a rock band. So when I watched the movie, like I knew they were a rock band, and I was like, damn, they're a rock band, but they have superpowers, so you could do both. It's fucking awesome. Like, wow. Like, so I'm still like, even now, like I'll play that. Like I've tried to introduce it to my kids, and my kids are like, why is that guy wearing super big boots? I was like, don't worry about that. These guys trust me. And even like Prince, like somebody like Prince, I'm a big fan of Prince. Like how like feminine he was, but like I was trying to explain to like people like, don't take that lightly. That guy was like pulling the ladies. Like that guy was getting a lot of ladies. That was just the style back then. That was what they did. But he was like super talented. So like, and just kind of like answer your question. Like that's somebody that I wish I had the chance to meet was Prince. Like Prince was that one guy that I would have loved to. Even like I want pancakes. I want pancakes in the morning. Come on, Prince. But that's awesome.
Prince can ball, y'all.
Yeah, he sure can. He sure can. All that was real. So, Aaron, kind of, so like when you're writing stories, right? When you started writing a story or anything, right? Like, what is like, how's that process go? Like, what's the process of you getting ready to, like, think of something to write? Like, how's that go? Like, are you playing music, or do you have like a storyboard or something? Like, do you and Tam call each other, say, hey, I got this idea, and I
You'll
want you
have
to
to
write this.
forgive him. He often asks questions that have already been answered, but it's almost just like he just needs to hear them. Either he needs to hear them again, or he just needs them said to him in another way. So you have to forgive that.
No, it's so there's two processes with the actual writing of the chapter. Something nobody sees. It's an actual like a book, just like a, you know, those books that nobody likes to read where there's no pictures. That's how I originally write it, and then from there I go into the panel. So I'll read what I wrote and then start paneling it out. So for when I do write, usually it's a horror movie. Usually it's either right now it would be like Halloween, or if it's a TV show, it's The Walking Dead or Stranger Things. Just put them on, just background noise. It's a big influence. Stranger Things is one of my favorite things. But it's just background music and kind of get your brain moving. That's what you start vibing a little, and then you start going. And for me, that's just where it went. I mean, again, like I said before, I wasn't a writer, so I was like, what do I do? Put some coffee, make some coffee, and put a horror movie on and hope that my shit doesn't suck.
That's awesome. That's awesome. It's kind of a little bit what I do. I like to watch Halloween 2018 because that's a movie I could watch, but that's a movie it's good like background music or background sound to kind of get like the inspiration and stuff. That's awesome.
Jack, you go to the panels. When you do the panels, music all day. Start visualizing like the actual panel movements and all that good stuff. That's music.
Jack, you have anything you wanted to ask? I didn't want to.
Like what would you want to happen future for the book wise? You know, what would you want to see happen for you guys, like as a company and as creators? Like the next step that would make you feel like, we're getting it. What's like the first big goal for you?
Issue 2. In all honesty, I work in the comic book industry, so I've seen series come and go. And a lot of times it's not because it sucks. A lot of times it's financial. A lot of times it's just scheduling, and I don't want to get to that point where I'm not able to be able to release them. Big goal for me and Tam is to be able to tell the story that we've created. We originated this story, club member inspired, and then we had to get out of that mold and turn that into an entire world, and being influenced by the horror scene and the monsters, zombies, vampires, werewolves. I mean, every monster you could think of. Because of that, unfortunately for Tam, he has to get phone calls from me because I'm like, yo, issue 10, this is gonna happen. Issue 9, this is gonna happen. So I think a goal for us is to actually get there so we can tell the story that we've built. I mean, you guys are experiencing 1% of what's to come. I mean, there's a bigger world. There's multiple worlds. There's multiple monsters. There's a government of monsters and the monster world that we're creating, and more characters and a bigger meaning. Government, U.S. government to monster government collusion.
I was gonna say that's a terrifying concept. Is government is a terrifying concept on its own. Monsters terrifying on its own. Now there's a monster government. Like,
yeah. So there's a lot more that we haven't even gone into. There's covens. We wanted to not to like get too involved, or too open with it, but we really wanted to use what the world that we live in kind of merge it into a monster world and how they would live in, the type of world we would, because I feel like they would be assholes as well, and you would have those hierarchy and the shady government and the crazy army, the fucking everything and anything you see. And if you read issue 1, Brood, who is our villain in issue 1, is he's a mercenary from the monster world who was in the system. Take our world out of the whole thing. It's the monster when you look at it as its whole. I mean, people were in the system there too, living in the system, having to obey the system. And he was somebody that didn't want to do that anymore. And you'll get more of his story later. But he's a dope ass character that has so much more.
Incredibly drawn.
Yeah, that was Tam. I told Tam I was a huge Gears of War fan. And wanted something in that realm.
Yeah.
So we were like big Gears of War and Dungeons and Dragons and
this panel right here.
He is a monster. He was a full-on lieutenant for the monster army. It's the Dark Army. And he went rogue. Said fuck you. And he's doing his own thing, creating his own. Yes, pretty much, yeah. And you'll see some of his people. So you'll see those zombies. Those are part of his army. And there's other stuff. I'm a big I was into necromancy. That Deadpool Dugan series was a big influence on me. I thought that was the coolest shit, seeing the dead presidents come back and the whole necromancy and understanding and like the whole world that it was a part of. That's kind of our thing. Our monster's superpower was necromancy. The whole necromancy, being able to bring people back to life, different levels of it. And Brood is that. He's a shape-shifting big ass monster, man. He's crazy. So yeah, it's there's a lot, man. It's just we're just not even in it. We're like 1% of what we want. So
now are you talking for like long-term goals? Are you looking to be able to bring more writers and more artists on into the fold to maybe make the process go a little quicker, or are you worried? Because to me that would seem like it would make it easier, but also I think if it were me, it would put like this paranoia in my head. Like, I don't want anybody running off with my idea here,
No, I'm 100%. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. I'm very, very anal when it comes to the stuff that I'm involved in. This project, this book, this character was bless you.
Thank you.
Was
I felt that one.
we wanted to keep it in house as much as possible when it came to the world of it and everything. And Tam's a club member, being the artist, and me being the writer, club member, and we wanted to keep it in house. So no, there won't be any other writers. Interiors, we do work with Tim Vigil. He's a big fan of what we do, and he's been I was gonna say he's like an angel looking over us, but he's definitely not one. But no, we do have collaborations with artists, collaborations that we're going to be doing with artists, big time, and that's where I want to bring people in. So when it comes to writing and stuff like that, definitely easier when you have more people.
Yeah.
But no, I'm too about that. So it's got to be.
No, that's not a knock either. Like, that's not something to be. I'm glad that you're able to say that, because some people would shy away and be afraid that they're going to sound like an asshole by saying it. But no, I completely.
Everybody knows I'm an asshole, so it doesn't matter.
Cobra Dad asked, where do I find these books?
Well, let me tell you right now. Let me pull this right up here, Cobra Dad. If you go to Instagram and you go here to the Terrifying Crimson Bat, all one word, go to their page. There's a link tree right here, crimsonbatcomics.com. If you don't have IG, I guess you could be just going into Crimson Bat.
You just go to crimsonbatcomics.com. Yeah, straight to our new website.
Yeah.
But most people here are familiar with Instagram, so you could do it either ways. So this is the website here. You can get the #1 main cover, all kinds of different variant covers here.
Yeah.
Go check this out. Go get yourself some of these comics. get some of the variants, get whatever you can. Support these guys.
Support these guys because they're doing incredible work.
Yeah.
I appreciate all the support. You'll see the original artwork. Crimson Bat Comics, that's our publishing. We release variants as well. That's away from the book, but that was something we were doing before the books. But if you go down, you'll see the original artwork. Yeah. We have some awesome Rob Broussard artwork still available. Tim Vigil artwork is all sold out. You'll see all Joel, you'll see Joel's artwork in there, Joel Shelton. Those are all original pieces, one-offs, and most of them sold out. That's a whole Tim Vigil one-shot. We got posters, signed books from Tim. Those are all there. And then, like I said, those are our club variants. We've done a lot of club variants, things like that, or Crimson Bat variants. But if you are a fan of Tales from the Crypt, keep an eye out. I won't say what's happening, but there's going to be some new original artwork that that will be I don't know how to say it, but we have a special guest that's going to be putting some original artwork on there very soon. And if you're into Tales from the Crypt, you're going to be really stoked about it.
It's awesome.
That's awesome, man. Like, yeah, when I scrolled through the site, man, the one that like the original art, there was like an original art with the Crimson Bat fighting Jason Voorhees. And I thought that, I was like, that's so fucking dope. But even like just having seen the homage for the Halloween movie and even seeing the homage for Jason Takes Manhattan, I was like, man, these are fucking dope. Like that's one of the things about comics that I've always loved. It's like when they take, like, I know Marvel did the hip hop covers at one point, and I love when they take like things from like other things that we know and they like make homage of them, and it's freaking, like, I know they're doing now with toy photography. Like I know a lot of DC is doing stuff with toy photography and taking photos from their, I guess it might be the McFarlane's toy photographer, but he has like his photos on the cover, which is awesome. One of the questions that I had for Tam, and hopefully maybe you could answer this question, is does he do like the regular pencil, or is it like the digital stuff that he's in? How does he work?
He's doing the digital now. Now we're doing the digital to get it out quicker. I don't want to speak for the art stuff.
Yeah.
That's all Tam. But we, like I told you guys, we've learned a lot from issue 1.
Yeah.
Issue 2 is going to come out a lot quicker, a lot more smoother.
That makes me so excited to hearing you say that you've learned so much from issue 1. I was like, how much I loved issue 1. I'm like, hearing you say you learned so much from him, man, it just makes me look forward to issue 2.
Yeah, we'll talk about issue 2 before we're out here. But
no, absolutely.
Yeah, Tam uses. I know he uses digital. We tried. He tried to do the OG style, which I commend him. Dude, that boy is a worker. He went all out. He fucking left the house we were on the phone. He was like, I'm gonna fucking do it this way, and then he called me 20 minutes later. I just got back and bought all this stuff.
Yeah.
He spent a shit ton of money to try to do it, and it was just crazy. Like I said, we learned from what we did, and I would definitely leave that for him to answer, but I do know it's digital.
Now, with everything going well, like, have you guys experienced any like criticism, as far like constructive criticism or anything? Like, because everybody does, right? Like, have you guys gotten any feedback or even like any negative feedback?
If you've gotten negative feedback, I hope you haven't listened to it. But we would also
of course
like
not.
to hear what kind you've got.
Yeah, absolutely, because it's a realistic thing, right? You're gonna go through these kind of bumps in the road where you're gonna deal with certain things and people's feedbacks on things. So have you dealt with that, and how do you deal with it?
Well, I'm a musician. I come from a band that was influenced by Mr. Bungle and System of a Down and a lot of these weird, crazy bands, Faith No More. And when you write music like that, you get a lot of hate. So criticism I could take all day. I was in a weird fucking band for over 2 decades. So no, none of that bothers me.
Okay.
I did get a few, they were out there, wanna be, or I think the best one was a low budget Walking Dead Batman ripoff was nice.
Okay.
I know we had we had an online we had an online warrior who was trying to contact
Online-
DC.
online.
Yeah,
I love
they were trying
online
to.
work.
Yeah.
I
Oh
love it.
yeah. They were trying to contact DC to shut us down. Obviously that didn't go anywhere, but nothing. No, we've had, like, in all honesty, truly grateful. I mean, we've had so much support, more than we anticipated. Cam and I come from music backgrounds, and I've played in front of thousands of people. And the nerves were never there when I did that. And the day that we finally got to the release date of it, that Wednesday to release it with all the other books, was the most nerve-wracking shit in the world. From the minute that it was available, every minute that passed, just we knew people were buying it, and everybody that bought it got a digital copy. So as soon as you got it, you got it digital. So you didn't have to wait for it to get shipped to you. So people were there. That was it. People could screenshot it. People could post it. People could talk shit. People could like it. One of the most nerve-wracking times ever. Super grateful. It's still unreal to see it come to life.
Yeah.
And the support from club members, family, just everybody and anybody. It's truly, yeah, it's cool. It's awesome, man. It's crazy.
So when you did your initial release there, it was all digital, or did you send any physical copies to shops?
So we worked with Torpedo Comics, filled up all the Torpedo shops. The owners was a big supporter and what I do. I obviously work for them. But no, we had a lot of shops. We had a Midwest shop come in, and they actually did a shop exclusive, and that was cool. When we did it, we did pre-orders. We stayed away from the Kickstarter and went straight pre-orders with the backing of our club members. Like I said, if it wasn't for them, this book wouldn't exist. So they backed it. That was our backing. And the pre-orders went through with them. And when it got to the public, we sent out a digital copy to everybody that pre-ordered. So as soon as you pre-ordered it, you got a digital copy a week before it came out. And that was just free. And we honestly just wanted people to read it. We were as curious, just waiting for the first people to read it and let us know what they thought. But yeah, definitely did all that. Everything was going out. It was good stuff.
That's awesome.
It's cool.
Raven's Eyes asking, what toy company would you let make figures of your characters, and if that's something you would like to see?
Super 7 all day.
Okay.
Super 7. I'm already working on it. We're working on molds and
really
and an idea and stuff
all
like
right.
that. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's all like custom stuff. It's not for sure yet. The cost is unbelievable, but if I can have anybody make a action figure of our character, it's Super 7 100%. I want one of those little old school figures, just like my old GI Joes. Give me that all day.
Yeah, the O-ring size. Okay.
Yeah. We were all talking.
The Phantom Killer ones were so fucking cool. They did Phantom Killer.
Yeah, me and O'Worthy were talking earlier how we wanted kind of like the kit bash a Crimson Bat with some of like the DC.
I've gotten some pieces. I've already got some stuff I'm working on. I'm going to try to make a custom Crimson Bat figure to send to.
Oh yeah, I love it. We're working on custom pops right now. So
awesome.
Shit, definitely let me know.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'll definitely grab one of those.
Yeah,
Cobra Dad says, "What's your go to LCS in the Bay Area?"
In the Bay Area. Oh man, I wish Tam was here. You guys would have to hit up Tam on that one. He's in the Bay Area. Bay all day, but he is a Bay Area. That's a lot of our West Coast crew. I can't see the comments right now, so if any of my West Coast brothers are in the chat, I saw Rob in there earlier. Cream Pie Life. But I don't know if anybody else is in there. I can't see the comments, but if they are, let them know. Let them know what those local shops in the Bay Area are. I wouldn't know. Tam would know, and any of our Bay Area guys.
I think Raven's Eye just said he was totally down to get one of those cream pies. No,
Raven, you naughty boy.
Wade asks a very important question, and the question is an important question. Which live action Batman is the best for you?
Live action Batman?
Live action Batman. Who's the best live action Batman for you?
Oh no, I just
Christian Bale's mine. Or Christian Bale. I'm sorry. Ben Affleck is mine all day.
Oh.
I'm a huge Frank Miller. It didn't matter. Give me that big chest, that big chiseled face, all day. But the cow that was used for the Crimson Bat, like it was actually pulled from the movie. The cow is actually from, nobody knows this, but the cow is actually from our club cow. Like the actual stamp logo is from the Christian Bale Batman.
Nice. Yeah, I could see the lining and stuff.
Yeah,
like
it's that cow. Like all the cows are all different, but yeah, not all day. I don't care. Dude, give me that big ass fucking bat symbol all day.
Yeah. That was probably the best answer I could have. Well, you said a lot of great. That was the one that means the most to me because I love seeing this guy like put his head down when people say that. I love it.
Unworthy. What is it? What was the right answer?
Anybody but Batfleck.
He's not a Ben Affleck fan.
Yeah, it's
that sucks
Ben
because
Affleck.
I'm a huge Affleck fan.
I don't like Ben Affleck. Something about him, I just want to headbutt him. I want to hold him by his ears.
He's not a Ben Affleck fan, and he's not a Superman fan. But ask him how many figures of Superman and Ben Affleck he has.
I have 2 Superman figures, 3 Superman figures.
He's a fan on the low.
I have a lot of evil Superman figures.
They're still
a lot of evil Superman figures.
They're still Superman.
No, they're not.
So like another question of mine for you as a writer, and I wanted to ask Tam this, and hopefully one day I'll get to ask him this question. What advice would you give somebody who wants to start writing or even write a comic? Like what advice would you give somebody that wants to start doing something like that?
Do it.
Mm-hmm.
Do it. I think that's the best advice is to fucking do it. Just no hesitation, patience. You're going to doubt yourself every minute that you write, especially if you haven't done it before. You're going to look at it. You're going to rewrite it. You're going to delete it. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I wrote for an hour and then all I did was 30 seconds delete. Just because it's you just doubt yourself. Best advice, do it. Don't hesitate. Just do it. You jump into the fire.
That's awesome.
At first.
Wade says all the Batmans have Kevin Conroy's voice in my head canon. Hey, listen, I agree. Kevin Conroy is the man, just like Michael Keaton, but Kevin Conroy is definitely the guy. Ellie Mel says, just give me fucking Terry McGinnis already. Right.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Live action Terry McGinnis. Can we get a live action Batman Beyond? Right. Can we do that, please?
Ben Affleck as old man Batman. That would be great.
Oh, we still have Michael Keaton around. He can play Bruce
Michael Keaton he could stay where he's at. He's fine. His time has come. Another question for me, another question that I have for you is is there other, like, besides horror-based comics, are there other projects in the future that you would like to take on, like maybe like action-based or like something like that? So like anything superhero related? Like, I mean, this is kind of like superhero related, but maybe more towards like anything like maybe Frank Miller. You talked about Frank Miller, Daredevil kind of stuff. I know Jack right here is a big Daredevil guy. So is there anything else you have plans for or you thought of?
Not so Tam. So we have Crimson Bat Comics, LLC. That's our company. That's where we run the entire club. We run all the books through. That's the club's company. We plan on releasing a standalone title that's away from this later. It's something Tam had a dream about. He woke up, texted me, and was like, "We're writing this book." And I was like, guess what? We can write it and we have a fucking publishing for it. So
that's awesome.
That's something he wants to do, something we're very interested in. It's his, I mean, the idea behind it, I can't give too much out with it outside of it being another zombie thing. But his idea is completely something I've never heard of before. So I hope to jump on that. I hope to be able to do that. That's going to be crazy for me because it's not from me. It's from him and me writing what he wants. So now it's just vice versa. So
that's awesome.
That'd be interesting. I definitely want to get into toys though. Definitely want to get into toys. It has to do with the book, but I definitely want to get into toys. So
That's awesome. Man.
We would love to see this get into some toys.
Yeah. No, I love toys.
I would love.
So.
I would love to shoot any of these figures you have, even the with the Brood guy, the guy that looks like the demon from Legion. That
you guys don't even know. Wait till you see the next issue. Next issue.
DC or Marvel? Who do you like more?
So this Marvel was my thing as a kid, and then I grew into DC. I think as an adult.
Yeah.
Marvel being, the old school 90s X-Men and X-Force, and then growing up understanding a little bit more about the world and the whole Bat world was something I loved. It was very family. I have a big family. So you get like that brothers feel. I got a lot of brothers. So the Bat world was my biggest thing. So DC definitely as I got older. I mean, The Watchmen is by far my favorite fucking novel ever written. So
yeah, definitely, I agree. And then one of my last questions for you is like, I know you have a photo of Frank Miller, one of your inspirations, and he signed one of your books, I believe, right? He signed one of the Crimson Bat, the first issue, right?
I signed it for him.
You signed it for him. All right. So how was that? How was that experience? Like meeting somebody that you've read comics from, you big inspiration, and how was that? How was that moment for you?
It was a quick moment. I was working with just for my job. I work with a lot of different people. That weekend was Jim Lee and Frank Miller. Frank Miller mostly. I was with them for about 4 days.
Nice.
In California, working on a bunch of private signing type stuff. But I was talking to his people about my book, and I had it in my car, gave it to them. They read it while we were there. I mean, dude, Frank Miller's a beast. The guy just signs and signs and signs and just goes and goes. He's like a fucking robot. I don't know how he does it. I signed like 5 books and I'm like, okay, I'm done. He did like 5,000 in a day.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Anyway, while he was doing that, we're talking, chit-chatting. Anyway, my book was left. My book was left on a table that was next to the bathroom. And he went to the bathroom and came out, picked up my book, and was
that's
like,
a good spot, really. Everybody's got to go to the bathroom. That's a great spot, really, if you think about it.
Yeah. So he saw it, he picked it up and was like, what the fuck is this? He saw the bat cow. And he was signing a bunch of shit. So he was like, what is this? Because it was actually next to a pile that he was signing. And I was like, no, that's my book. It's, you're not signing it. So he looked at it and then he started opening it. And I was like, what are you doing? And then usually I tell people all the time, usually people pick it up and they'll flip through it and be like, cool, this cool shit. I'll definitely read it and stuff like that, Well, he didn't. He actually went page by page and read it in front of me.
That's awesome.
It's got to be nerve-wracking.
That's terrifying.
All right, it's like Frank Miller is reading my shit.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck are you doing? We were together. It was the last day that we were together. So we've already been talking and you get that relationship. So now we're just like, cussing at each other and talking shit the whole time. And goddamn, dude, nobody talks shit like Frank Miller. Holy shit. But he read it. Yeah, he read it. And then in the back of the book, there's a homage that to him. I didn't think he would catch it. He did, which is even more fucking insane. He looked at it and was like, that looks familiar. The character on the back, his name is Locke. He's actually a werewolf. You'll find that out next issue.
Can't wait.
But that smoking picture right in the corner right there that your fingers touching, that was actually homage to the Wolverine cover.
Nice.
Where he's holding the cigarette. And it wasn't a hardcore homage. It was very hidden. And it was very like, hey, Frank Miller all day, just because Locke has kind of those chops, kind of like Wolverine. We threw the cigarette. Cool. It was really small, very like literally only me and Tam would fucking know. But I guess not. And he saw it and he was like, oh, that looks familiar. And it was crazy. It was super crazy. And I thought he was fucking with me because he was being a dick the whole day. So he sat down and he was like, yo, sign it for me. And I was like, shut the fuck up.
So did you make him pay for it after
right?
signing it? Like $10.
I should have, yeah. No, it was smooth. It was quick, and in all honesty, he was like, keep doing what you're doing. Very good. He said that, and I was like, all right, cool. I don't got to release number 2. I'm done. I retire, and there's literally nothing more that could come out of anything I ever do. The fact that Frank Miller read my book, loved it, and had good things to say. I mean, I don't know what's left.
Yeah, right. Like, how do you top anything?
It's hard to top
awesome.
anything when you peak right away,
Yeah.
So he ruined everything. But I text Tam, so I was like, yo, Tam. I was texting him. I was like, yo, he said he loved your artwork. He loved the book. And I was freaking out, and Tam's freaking out, and it was good stuff. But no, he was
so cool,
just like Tim Vigil, these old school guys. There's another old school legend I can't talk about right now because we're going to be putting some of his original artwork on our website soon, and we're going to do that announcement on our page.
Nice.
But these guys are legends. They're old school legends, and they fucking love it, and they're so respectful, and there's so much respect with these guys. I mean, they love seeing younger artists, not just me, like anybody. They truly love it. They love seeing these younger crews coming in, and they like reading too. I mean,
awesome.
It's insane, man. It's super cool. Tim, Frank, these other guys, bunch of respect, man. I love those guys.
Fantastic. You guys have any more questions?
I don't have any more questions, but we do have a game that we could roll into.
We definitely get into the game. Yeah, absolutely.
So we like to sprinkle in a little bit of fun in these episodes. Not that they're not always fun, because this has actually been a lot of fun without a game. So as I was reading your comic, and you hinted on it a little bit, that there's a lot of like Easter eggs, a lot of hidden little things in there. And there's also.
Did you guys find that Jeffrey Dahmer one?
I didn't. I see somebody in one of the comments saying there was like a Jeffrey Dahmer Easter egg, and I've gone through this, and it might just be my lack of knowledge on Jeffrey Dahmer to be able to pick it out. But there's a bunch. There was one panel in here, and I probably should have had it ready to put up, where it's like, oh, out of context, this would look inappropriate.
That's even better.
And it made me think about how there is a lot of now I gotta show it.
Oh, now I want to know.
This panel right here, with the demon here, with Brood choking out your member, holding him up by the neck. I had this book open on my table because I was reading it, and my sons were coloring, and they had thrown some other papers on top, and all that was showing was just this little bit of the panel here with the hand on the throat and the caption, or the bubble coming out of his mouth. And it made me think about how there is a lot of comic books that have some inappropriate subject matter, that if you're reading the comic, it doesn't seem inappropriate, but if you see just that panel on its own, it can look pretty inappropriate, and it can make your mind run away with some crazy things and come up with your own story. So it made me decide to come up with this little game here: comic book panels without. So the premise is here. Oh, we got Clintastic joining us. What's up, Clint?
What's up, Clint?
You're just in time. So basically what this game is I'm going to show you a panel from a comic book, and if you can guess what the comic book is, or maybe what the story is, or if you can come up with an even better story for what's going on based on the inappropriate scene going on. All right. So the first one that we've got here is
what? I love it.
This is Chortle at Joker's Boner. So, if anybody got any, obviously we all know it's some sort of Batman comic book. But has anybody got any ideas what might be going on in this scene here? Nothing. Let me give you another look here. So
That
they
just makes
laugh
it
at my
worse.
boner, will they? I'll show them. I'll show them how many boners the Joker can make.
What the?
Like, I know in that time frame, boner meant like a fuck up. So,
Hey, sure. Now,
so with
Sure.
that in mind,
how about some alternative stories in today's world with people chortling at Joker's boner?
well, that's just the Harley Quinn origin.
All right, so that was from Batman number 66 in 1951. And it was actually the Joker's Comedy of Errors. So, yes, you're right. This was a big joke on something that Joker fucked up, basically. And yeah, I just want to make a motion for anybody that's willing to second it. I think we should go back to calling mistakes boners. Anybody? No hands? Anybody? I mean, we all make boners every day. Anybody? Nobody? Am I by myself here? Am I dying alone on
I'm
this?
probably making a boner right now.
All right, let's go to the second one here, and it's.
I'm the new manager around here.
Mongol Karen here.
Okay.
All right. Nothing.
Well, he looks like he's taking a dump. That's the most I got from it.
I don't know. I guess when I thought this, I thought this looks like he's about to be unleashing his Karen on some poor drive-through manager.
I asked for a Pepsi, you asshole.
Or it's a manager giving the business back to a Karen.
Kevin looking for a boner.
So this is the comic it's from. It's actually from Superman Annual number 11, 1960. I guess that one wasn't as funny. So if you're looking for funny, let me just bring in the next one here. On the other hand, my fist can easily penetrate you.
All right.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That should be a shirt.
Yeah.
Any ideas of who he's talking to or what the story is going on here?
I'm actually texting that to my kid's mom right now. See
Nothing
the
I
kind
can
of
say
reaction I
understand.
get with this. See what she says.
And he wonders why he's divorced.
Yeah.
Nothing? This game isn't working out like I thought it was going to.
Well, you didn't give enough rules to this game.
Yeah. I don't.
Maybe it's not a game, I guess. Does this help at all? You can trash your fleshlight thinker. Or flashlight. See, I got a dirty mind.
Actually, I think it just got worse.
Yeah, that looks worse than before.
Yeah.
Who the fuck
He's
is this
talking to
person
Pepper.
right here? Is that? I don't know who the hell this is. Who
It's
the
the
fuck is this
thinker.
person with the red hair? Oh, okay.
All right, so that was from the Invincible Iron Man number 74.
Great cover. Great cover.
Nice.
All right, how about this here?
Oh, child.
Oh my.
Damn it, Archie.
Time of loving.
They are in the throes of it right now.
Yeah.
This is a lot
I know
of fun.
somebody that's got a boner.
I'm more
Definitely
confused as to.
And it's not Archie.
There's
More
just so much,
confused.
I can see.
There's so
I
much
can see
light in
how
the
this
mouth.
could. Yeah. Oh my god.
Everything is so damp. That's the. Well, hold on. It gets a little better here.
Wow.
That's better. That's so much
Yeah.
better.
Yeah. Nice.
And that is from Betty and Me, number 16 in 1968.
I'm definitely gonna go find this book.
And then we got the most recent edition out of everything here. You honestly think that in all of my long life I've never had a napkin dispenser in my rectum? Do you really consider that as a threat to me?
Jesus.
Now, is this one out of context, or is this just the full context?
Well, I mean, it is the full context, but also out of context. It's pretty fucking wild.
Jesus.
So this is this was Peacemaker and the Red Bee going
Nice.
to give General Immortus the business here. Peacemaker tries hard, number 4. All right, so maybe it wasn't a game. It was still fun. We talked about boners and
Beating off.
rectums and fist penetrations.
Beating off 3 guys.
Like it wasn't a game, but it was still fun.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, Cobra Dad had it. He said that's Peacemaker. All right, that's the game. Sorry, it wasn't a game.
Well, I mean, I had one starred question here from Wade. I didn't want to miss his. His question was one more question. Any chance of getting a zombie 223 or 224 of Unworthy and Toy Addict in a random future panel, respectfully? Thanks for the plug, buddy. Shameless plug. I appreciate it. You don't have to answer that. You don't have to answer that one. No, I'm kidding. I don't know.
I'm sure there is plenty of more deserving people to become
to be zombies.
No,
We appreciate
just that's actually funny. We have a lot of plans for zombies in this book.
Okay.
So you never know.
Oh.
Our club is very connected to a lot of people in the community.
Yeah.
And we plan on shouting out a lot of people throughout this book.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Any chance of like you'll like kind of do the same thing The Walking Dead did? They had an inspired Freddy Krueger walker in one of the episodes. Like I think it was like the last season. They had like one of the walkers had the striped sweatshirt, and it was Freddy. It was Freddy Krueger. It was pretty funny. So
Did you catch the Beetlejuice clothing reference in the book? Did you catch that Easter egg?
See, now you're gonna make me go
there's
back.
So much more.
I gotta go back.
How many times I read this? It's amazing how much I missed.
So did you guys catch? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Because you brought up Freddy Krueger, and I wish Tam was here. There's a character in the book that is actually Tam threw him in there as a Freddy. He was originally going to be Freddy Krueger hidden in there.
Mm-hmm.
It was going to be a Freddy Krueger Easter egg or whatever, but he ended up turning him into this crazy demon-looking dude. Mm-hmm. And it was just in there just for a little split second. You really got to look into it and see it. Nobody really kind of noticed it. Yeah, and he's actually
that's awesome.
It went from a fun little thing to that being a new character that you're going to see in issue 2. Mm-hmm. His name's Abraham, and you're going to see him in issue 2. So I'll give you a hint. There's some you'll see Abraham in the funeral scene.
Okay.
So
I'm definitely gonna go back and look, because the ones that really stood out were the I want to say it was the sign, the Crystal Lake sign stood out to me a lot.
Yeah, Crystal Lake Park.
Yeah, Crystal Lake Park stood out, and then the chainsaw with the last character in the end. I kind of, thought Evil Dead, maybe like we're going into Evil Dead. I don't know if that was one of the references you were showing, but again, there's now
you know
you're
what?
telling me
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you guys some. So that whole chainsaw reference was actually one of the parts I laughed the hardest on the Peacemaker TV show.
Okay.
where he wanted to go in there rogue with the chainsaw and kill a bunch of fucking people. So
okay.
that's actually where I got the chainsaw idea
Nice,
from.
okay,
I was like, it'd be
okay.
kind of cool to go fucking kill a bunch of people with a chainsaw. Like the most unrealistic thing to use.
Yeah, right.
And then plus you're gonna see that character turn into a werewolf. He's actually a werewolf, so there's a thing.
That's awesome.
And I was a huge Gears of War fan.
Yeah.
Huge Gears of War fan. That's like one of my favorite video games, and the entire chainsaw killing up in the air type thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're gonna get some of that in the next issue.
Cool.
With the chainsaw. The chainsaw had a lot of meanings with Gears of War and that Peacemaker scene.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look through the book because now you're like
Is it
did you find Rorschach?
I I think that's why I maybe misplaced or didn't see Beetlejuice, because I see Rorschach.
There's Rorschach. No, Beetlejuice is, it's
And
not
then I
Beetlejuice, but
seen-
it's Beetlejuice pants. You'll see later in there somewhere. I can't tell you.
Man,
that's
making
cool,
me
man.
work for it.
it's like I spy with my little eye.
There's a lot of
That's cool.
stuff. We just went ham on it. We're huge. We're fanatics.
No, of
Everything's
course,
we're
man.
influenced by everything. So
That's fantastic. Listen, Aaron, definitely, dude, it was definitely. Anybody got any, before I say anything, anybody got any more questions for Aaron?
When can we expect number 2?
Yeah, perfect. Oh, thank you.
not 3 years. I finished writing number 2 last month, I want to say, right after the holidays. Unlike the first one, I wrote and rewrote it probably 10 times. It was the first time I wrote something. This one I wrote it once and fell in love with the entire chapter, which was super cool for myself. I felt really accomplished. I felt better about a writer, doing something I'm still not used to. Didn't rewrite any of it. I kept it as is. I'm hoping right now we're looking at probably about 3-4 months. We should have issue 2, if not sooner. Everything's funded in-house. There's no funding. And with work and family and stuff like that, obviously those things come first.
No, absolutely.
But this one's going to be good. It leads off. It continues where the second one stopped. And you know, we did the club shout out. We did the origin. We gave you a little taste of some brutal shit. This one is straight just brutal gore. It is nothing more than just fucking chaos. It's going to come in hard. It's going to hit hard, and it's just going to continue. This one we wanted to go ham on. You're going to get to see Ares. You're going to see our female character. She's going to come in. She is a badass. Super hot. She's definitely, like, I've never been so proud of a character. You're gonna get more not brood, but you're gonna get more Locke. You're gonna see him turn into a werewolf. You're gonna see Abraham, who is in the funeral scene. He's actually the priest in the funeral scene. If you look close, you'll see his hands. You can see that he's this crazy fucking demon. Nobody noticed it, but yeah, if you look at his hands, you'll see. You're going to get him. You're going to get more zombies. You're going to get more monsters. You're going to get more blood, more gore. You're going to see when the Crimson Bat finally gets his bat. So that's his battle weapon. You're going to get the origin story of the bat. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of good stuff, a lot of fun stuff. I'm super stoked about it. We have some badass artists already doing variants.
That's awesome.
One of my favorite artists, one of my favorite books was Lovesick. And Luana is one of my favorite artists and writers right now. So if we're talking like current, she's the best writer that's out. She's the best artist that's out. On my end, just for me, not for anybody, just for me. Lovesick was the best book that I've read in 10 years. Not 10 years, like 5 years, 3 years. Huge influence, big fan. She's actually coming in on one of our variants, and we'll sneak peek that soon so everybody could kind of get an idea of what it is. She took her time away from Harley Quinn or Poison Ivy to do this. She loved
That's awesome.
what
That's
we were
cool, man.
doing. Yeah, she was a big fan of it, respected it. She came from nowhere to be able to do her stuff. So I think she felt that. But you're going to see that. You're going to see Rob Broussard, who is locked in on every B cover for this issue, for this series. Rob Broussard, I mean, if you haven't seen this stuff, please go check it out. OMG, the horror stuff. Big, underrated fucking artist. He did the Crimson or the Black Christmas homage
Okay.
of ours. Huge horror fan. He's going to be doing every B cover coming up. And he did a badass one for this one.
Is he doing a lot of horror, like inspired covers?
This one's not. No, this is actually, if you're familiar with
Just
the club.
Tag me in all the horror ones so I can buy them all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dope.
And then Tim Vigil's going to do a cover for it. We have other big artists. We're not trying to do a bunch of like variants, not trying to be those people. It's just these are cool people. Their artwork's awesome. And that's why we have a spot on our website for original artwork. So in between the books, I have different artists uploading badass artwork on there. So you don't have to wait for a variant to come out. You can actually just buy the one-off original from these artists. And we're going to have some more on there. And super stoked about that. And yeah, I'm excited. I would say 3 months. I mean, that's what we're hoping for. Right now, we're in the process of panel layouts. After panel layouts, all it is Tam goes to work. And then we're ready to go. So super stoked.
We had S. I didn't want to like miss some SD_key collector. He says, "All hail Crimson Bat." So welcome to the show. So this is the portion of the show where you kind of just plugged a lot of like the second issue and what you got coming up. So just kind of like plug the site, plug everything. This is the portion of the show where we allow you to just let everybody know where we could find you, for people that are just joining us, people that miss certain things, where they could find you, find these comics, find these variants. So plug away.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Like I said, I mean, www.crimsonbatcomics.com. You'll find everything from issue 1, the Tim Visual one shot. We're going to be uploading a bunch of CGC 9/8s on there pretty soon. Just waiting for those to come back. Those should be here any day. More original artwork. We're going to be announcing a big artist that has been a big influence on myself and Tam, another legend in the horror business. He's gonna be throwing some, I think, 3 pieces of artwork on there. Sajad Shah's gonna be throwing some artwork on there. Tyler Kirkham's gonna be throwing some artwork on there. Murat Michaels is gonna be throwing some artwork on there. So we're gonna have a lot of original art to keep people busy until the next issue comes out. So that was the whole thing.
Yeah.
I just got the pages for the Tim Visual Volume 2 one shot, no words. The Crimson Bat in the Eyes of Tim Vigil is pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
He just sent me all the panels for the next one, which is going to get released right after number 2. So you'll get number 2, and then right after number 2, very, very shortly, you're going to get the Tim Vigil Volume 2. So you're going to get 2 books back to back. You're getting a lot of original artwork before that, though. We're going to be releasing a lot of our blanks are going to be going up on the website with original artwork from all the artists that were involved. Tyler Kirkham, Murat Michaels. We had Rob Broussard. We had Alex Cormack, who did the Batman homage. And then Sajad Shah, who's my boy. He did the Halloween one that you like. And if you like that Jason Manhattan homage, that was Murat Michaels. And if you guys know Murat, everything he does is Do You Poo, which is what we were originally supposed to get from him. And he said, fuck that. I'm going to do something crazy. And that's what he came up with. Little side story on these artists. They're super cool. They're going back and forth fighting with each other because they're showing each other the artwork and they're like, oh, I'm doing it different. So I had a couple artists that actually scratched their idea and redid it. So super awesome. Mad love, respect to the artist. They did that as friends. There was something they saw me working on this for years and wanted to come in and do these variants. So mad love to them. And we have more coming up. So like I said, all those variants are on the website. crimsonbatcomics.com. Please hit us up on IG. If you buy it, repost it. Let me see it. We're going to be giving away some stuff. We already gave away one original artwork. We're probably going to do another one and just give it away. So again,
and speaking
you
of
guys
giveaway,
amazing.
that's a perfect segue. I spoke to Aaron earlier this week about giving away a signed copy of issue number 1 of the Crimson Bat. So we are going to put this up here for everybody. to get a chance to win a signed cover. In the chat, hashtag Crimson.
Mm-hmm.
So all you gotta do, just type that in the chat, and we'll pick a winner here. We'll draw a winner here in a little bit. But while everybody's getting a chance to type in the chat, hashtag Crimson. Plugs. Anybody else got any plugs? Jedi Jack, Clint, Danny. Anybody else?
Nothing for me.
For me, just the please check out every Tuesday the Daredevil Hell's Kitchen collab. You know, we got a lot of artists that contribute to that thing week after week and turn in great work. I don't make it easy for them. I hit guys a lot of times with some pretty tough challenges and stuff. So and watching everybody improve at their skills week after week is always good. But they can always use some support so they know they're doing well.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
And Aaron, Aaron, I wanted to say you talked about showing love with the art, dude. Show yourself some love, and we're gonna show you love. Definitely, anybody that's watching. Good luck to anybody who wins this issue. But if you do not win this issue, support these guys because they are putting out something that they took a chance on this idea. These are musicians who took a chance on drawing and writing a story, which is fucking phenomenal. And I cannot wait to the second issue. And kudos to you guys because what you guys are putting out it's awesome. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of those people. I'm really picky like now with like certain comic books. Like I have to really be like invested in it. And this one is definitely my bread and butter. Like I love anything horror, so it's pretty dope. So congratulations to you guys on this first issue, dude. Like, and as far as plugs, I had Black and Wednesdays planned for the month of February. For the 14th of February, but unfortunately it's going to be postponed until further notice. So for anybody that heard me talk about it on the pick bar, I did have Black and Wednesdays planned, but I am going to postpone it until further notice. Sorry if anybody was looking forward to it and stuff.
I'm fucking disappointed.
Well, life happens, and you know there are things other. You know, I love to do stuff like this, but you know, my personal life is more important, so I definitely have to take care of that stuff first. So, and again, it's a fun thing. It'll come back, but if I want to do it, I'm gonna do it the right way. So yeah, so for February, unfortunately, it's not. So I will definitely keep everybody posted on that. Other than that, there's nothing. If you're not following Clintastic 4, go follow Clintastic 4 because he's fucking amazing. He's the man. Okay. Jedi Jack.
Not following Jedi Jack.
Jedi Jack does amazing.
Aaron in the Crimson Bat Studios, and also both check out Tam's solo page, his personal page too, because he does have a lot of incredible artwork on there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, shout out to Tam,
dude. I can't even go check it out, man. His work is unbelievable. It's
shout out to Tam, absolutely.
Crazy. One more time, I mean, mad love, mad respect. We appreciate you guys showing the love and putting us on here and taking the time to read our book, and you guys purchased it. You know, we shipped it to you. I would have shipped it to you, but you guys purchased it, and mad love and respect for that. And you know, we'll be back on here. We'll celebrate number 2 here.
No, absolutely. You definitely have to come back, both of you guys. Yeah.
Anytime. You guys are welcome at any time. Actually, it's funny the way that I found your comic and the Crimson Bat page, as I was trying to come up with an idea for shooting the Black Lantern Batman. So I just had typed in IG zombie Batman in the search and was just like kind of going through everything. And then I saw your page come up, and I was like, "What is this?" It was it was just a black and white. Well, actually, I don't know. It might have been black, white, and red. I didn't realize it was black, white, and red. But I clicked on it and went to the page, and I was scrolling through, and then I went to the website, and then I went back to the page, and I went back to the website, and I hit up Danny. And I was like, I'm gonna ask these guys if they want to come on the show. They probably won't even answer me, but I'm gonna ask them anyways.
Hey, we appreciate it. And if it took me forever to answer you, I apologize, but you guys are awesome.
No, I was
you guys.
I was like, I was telling Danny this, I was like, kind of like, oh my god, right away. He answered right away.
No, I appreciate it. No, I mean, we got excited. We're like, holy crap, somebody wants us to talk about our
No.
book.
No, it's freaking cool. Like, again, you guys are doing something awesome, and that was the mission for this show, was to showcase people and their amazing work. You know what I'm saying? Besides what we're used to, like toy photography and toys, and I'm telling you, you're added to the list of just amazing. You and Tam are just added to the list of amazing people we've had on. And the most important thing is just hearing the story of where you guys came from and how you started this and where you are and where you see yourself in it. We can't wait. I'm just happy that we get to be here in the beginning to see where it goes. Yeah. And like when you're like selling out stores and people, I'm like, well, I remember we had them on and we got to talk to them. We had the very first issue. So, and then also that photo that you had posted a photo of like some of your comics in a comic store, and that looked awesome. So I can't wait to see it like just become so much bigger, and much success to you and Tam, dude. Like I wish you the most success.
And respect.
And to tell you, man, this community here, the toy photography community, is so supportive of things and people and creators. So like just you coming on here, I'm telling you, man, you're gonna get a ton more fan base just off of this, because these guys will back you, man. We will all be we're right there with you, man.
No, I appreciate it. And now I got somewhere to go when I get these toys done. So like
I
said, Super 7's on my list, this Pop Thing's on my list. So you guys give me a place to go.
Absolutely.
Thank you again for having me.
If anybody is not following Aaron or the Terrifying Crimson Bat page or Tam, please go follow them right now. Please go hit the follow. Go show them some love. Go check out their amazing page. Go buy a book. If you can't buy a book, hit me up. If I have the money, I'll buy you one. Because it's fucking awesome. It's an amazing book. So I
thought you were going to say you were going to read it to them.
I'll read it to you. I'll do a read along. I'll read it. We'll have like
I'll do a live read along. Actually, you know what we ought to do is we ought to link up with Cobra Dad and do an episode of the Weekly Habit talking about issue number 1 of the Crimson Bat.
We should. That would be dope.
There's a friend of ours on the IG community that does the Weekly Habit. It's a show about comic books, and he reads comic book events and then covers the event. You know, it's kind of spoilery if it's anything too new. But from the sounds of it, you don't really mind too much the spoilers.
No, you guys do it. You guys show everybody everything. If you guys go to our IG, one of the posts on there, I actually did a preview. If you watch it, it's every page.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Man. So yeah, definitely pick up your book, The Terrifying Crimson Bat, issue number 1. Awesome book. So now we can do this giveaway. Let's see. Good luck to anybody who wins.
Let's see who's gonna win this signed issue.
Let's see. Good luck to everybody.
Collectible.
Hey, congratulations. Hey. Congratulations, Collectibles Fun. Congratulations. Nice. You are a proud owner of an issue 1 of the Terrifying Crimson Bat, and it's signed. Awesome job.
So what you do is you hit up Danny, get with Danny here, Toy Addict, and get him your address, and Danny will get with Aaron, and we'll link that up and get that sent out to you.
Sounds good.
Absolutely.
Hit me up. Oh man. So Aaron, thank you so much, dude, for coming on, dude. It was definitely an honor to have you on, man, and to hear your story and hear about this awesome book that you guys have, and then talk about Tam's awesome, amazing work and everything you guys have planned. Thank you so much, Jedi Jack, dude. Thank you so much for coming on as our special guest host. We're definitely gonna be doing a lot of like special guest hosts, but Jedi Jack would have to be like one of the main ones, one of the first ones, because he's an honorary Rowdy boy. We love him. He's the man. And Clint, thank you for coming on, brother. Always, you know. We usually like to end the show with a quote of the day. It could be a quote from a movie. It could be a quote from the book. It could be a quote from anything. We just usually like to end the quotes. Do you have any quotes that you kind of like recite to yourself, or you know?
Fucking do it. That's all I could say. No hesitation.
That's damn good
fucking
advice.
Go.
That is good advice.
That's good advice. That's a good quote. And Danny missed his cue. Clint, you want to lead me in?
Danny?
With that being said,
Good night, beautiful.
Thank you for tuning in.
Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button
Click that notification bell.
for more content.